how they're portrayed. So I think we've all seen shark movies just through what we watch and all the different types of movies and different media we intake. And I think we all have a very specific idea of how sharks are. And I just want to ask some quick questions from you guys. You can just shout out answers. From a scale of 1 to 10, roughly how scared would you say you are of sharks and the ocean in general? 9. 10. All right, so as a general, people are scared of the ocean. And I think the majority of that reason is because of sharks. We've been told all our lives, ocean, sharks. You go into the ocean, you watch out for sharks. I'd also like to say, how many of you have actually seen a shark? Whether in an aquarium or swimming with them. All right, so we've seen them in an aquarium. Have you ever seen them out in the open? No? All right. So we've all watched the movies, and we know sharks are bloodthirsty, man-eating monsters, hard to kill, and that just murder for fun, basically, is what we've been told our entire lives. But that's not how sharks actually are. Sharks are far nicer and far more docile. Sharks are usually when we all hear the shark attacks, right? Someone's been bitten, someone's lost a leg, someone's been killed. But a lot of times, attack's not the right word. It's more curiosity or confusion. A lot of times, surfers and other people are attacked because they look like something a shark normally would eat, like seals. And as you can tell from right here, it's a pretty easy mistake to make in the water that a surfer is a seal. Also, a lot of times, it's just curiosity. Sharks don't have fingers and thumbs like us to explore new things. They have teeth, so they bite the things they don't understand to try and figure out if they're food, or the environment, or a threat. So a lot of times, they just want to know what you are. Another thing is that their shark attacks are rarely fatal. You may lose a couple fingers or have a good scar, but a lot of times you don't die. And they're really important for the environment. They are what help make our oceans go around. They keep the seal populations down so things like seagrass can grow and fish can eat. They also help to keep things clean, and like I said, they keep the populations of fish and seals and other predators sometimes down to keep us safe. I'm not saying you have to go swimming and cuddling with sharks. I'm just saying that maybe next time, don't just think of them as bloodthirsty monsters. So why did I choose this topic? Well, I've always loved watching random videos on YouTube, and I started getting into this topic when I started watching different types of professionals react to things, and one of them was marine biologists. And I started to learn that sharks maybe aren't what we always think they are, and that they could be a lot kinder. The other thing I learned is that what's happening to them is wrong. They're being hunted and killed simply because people think they're scary. They also are being hunted for shark fin soup, which basically what happens is they're fished, their fins are chopped off, and they're left in the water, whether they're alive or dead. And all of those fins come from a shark, which means every single one of those a shark died for. And it's not right because sharks are what help keep our oceans safe and clean. It's also important because the movies we're watching is affecting how we're treating sharks. A quote that I've read through my research is that after Jaws was released, public image and curiosity about sharks was perversely transformed into a fear that this assemblage of species are universally oversized, bloodthirsty, and vengeful killers. This mischaracterization has spawned interest in popularizing recreational killings of sharks and bred apathy amongst public regarding spikes in shark morality. Jaws is one of the first movies that we started to realize that maybe the media is affecting how we treat others and the environment around us. Because of it, millions of sharks were killed, and the environment hasn't really recovered yet. And people are still terrified of sharks. Sharks are feared mainly because of the media. Like we established earlier, not many of us have ever actually interacted with sharks. We've seen them in aquariums and in pictures and movies, but we've never actually seen them. We've never swam with them or had any real human contact or interaction with them. A lot of times, like I said, we just don't understand these creatures, and so we fear them. Another thing is that we need to start convincing people around us, in our families, and in our friend groups, that sharks maybe aren't what we always thought. because through all of us, we can change the way sharks are viewed. We can take sharks from being something scary and terrifying back to these cute little guys over here that maybe aren't as scary. I mean, look at that guy. How could he ever be any harm to anyone? And even movies and other documentaries that claim to be on the side of sharks still portray them as scary monsters, even if they say they aren't. We've all heard the music and heard the scary, oh no, a shark's going to attack. So what can we do to actually help? Well, we can call for more factual sources and ideas, as opposed to supporting all the different media that portrays them simply as wrong and then claims it's fact. We can also help by supporting conservation efforts and just changing the way we ourselves think about sharks and the way we talk about them. It's okay to have shark villains in movies. I love a good shark movie as good as anyone else. But the thing is, they're never portrayed as heroes. They're always the villains, no matter what you watch. The Little Mermaid, to Deep Blue Sea, to Jaws, they're always the killers and never the protectors. So, what is our brave new world going to look like once this is all done? I hope that through these different conservation efforts and the change of media, we can start to view sharks not as bloodthirsty monsters, but as friends, not food.